Hello everyone, kumusta po? I hope na okay pa rin po kayo. This time, let's talk about one of the benefits of being a dual Filipino citizen. Totoo bang walang restriction or limitation for Filipino dual citizens in owning lands in the Philippines? I have partly discussed this in this video, which you may want to watch later. We need to understand that when you become a Filipino dual citizen, in the eyes of the Philippine law, you are a Philippine citizen in such a way that you are entitled to the same rights as that of a Philippine citizen, and you are subject to the same obligations as that of a Philippine citizen. Section 5 of Republic Act 9225, or the Citizenship Retention and Reacquisition Act of 2003, provides that those who retain or reacquire Philippine citizenship under this act shall enjoy full civil and political rights and be subject to all attendant liabilities and responsibilities under existing laws of the Philippines. May karapatan po ang isang Filipino citizen to acquire lands without restriction or limitation as to the size or area when it is residential, commercial, or industrial. But when the land is classified as agricultural, the 5-hectare ownership maximum ceiling applies. Diniscuss ko na po ang ownership limitations sa agricultural lands in this video. Therefore, if you become a Filipino dual citizen, you will be entitled to the same right. Compare this situation when you are a former natural-born Filipino citizen who got naturalized in a foreign country. Kung kayo po ay naturalized na, you become a foreigner or alien in the eyes of the Philippine law. Although foreigners are not allowed to own lands in the Philippines except through hereditary succession, there are actually 2 laws that allow former natural-born Filipino citizens to acquire lands in the Philippines for residential and for business purposes, subject however to area or size limitations. When I say acquire, ang ibig ko pong sabihin ay you can be a transferee of the land whether by sale, donation, or any other mode of acquiring ownership. Ang mga batas po na ito ay ang Batas Pambansa bilang 185 at ang Republic Act 8179. For residential purposes, bilang former natural-born Filipino citizen, you can acquire up to 1,000 square meters in the case of urban lands, or 1 hectare naman in case of rural lands. However, in case you already own urban or rural lands for residential purposes, you shall still be entitled to be a transferee of additional urban or rural lands for residential purposes which, when added to those you already owned, shall not exceed the maximum areas authorized. For business purposes naman po, you are entitled to acquire a private land up to a maximum area of 5,000 square meters in the case of urban land or 3 hectares in the case of rural land. Ganon din po ang rule, if you already own urban or rural land for business or other purposes, you shall still be entitled to be a transferee of additional urban or rural land for business or other purposes, which when added to those you already owned, shall not exceed the maximum areas authorized. If you are a former natural-born Filipino citizen who lost your Philippine citizenship by naturalization in a foreign country and you desire or plan of acquiring lands in the Philippines in excess of those authorized by BP 185 and RA 8179, then getting a dual Filipino citizenship may be a good idea. Para naman po dun sa mga nagtatanong kung anong mangyayari dun sa mga lupaing pagmamay-ari nila bago pa man sila na naturalized as citizen ng ibang bansa, well, wala naman pong batas na nagsasabing forfeited na yung ownership ninyo sa mga lupaing yun. That means to say, you still continue to own those property. I hope that you have learned something from this video. Please do consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and make sure to hit that notification bell so that you will get notified on our future videos. Always remember, ignorance of the law excuses no one from compliance therewith. I will see you in my next video. Ingat po kayo.